Hey everybody, welcome to The Well. This is a show where we do what you do, and we're going to take you on that journey to see how we've developed our financial advisory practice as digital marketers turned financial advisors.
All right, Andrew, welcome back. This is season 2, episode 12.
Episode 12. We're going to have to start season 3 at some point, because I think last year we ended season 1 at episode 11 or something
11
like
or
that.
something weird. That was your mom's favorite number, if I remember right.
Might have been. We're now into the bonus for season 2.
And I don't know when we're going to stop this season. No end in sight right now.
Yeah, it's a good season.
We're going strong.
Yeah.
Today's is going to be no different.
That's right. Today's actually a really important one. We were talking about content for this particular episode that'll be dropping in 2 weeks, I think. Mm-hmm. And we realized that, hey, the folks that are watching need this content because now is the time to start making your plans for the fall.
That's right. Fall and spring, traditionally are always the hottest marketing seasons for advisors.
Yep.
Now, I kind of feel like sometimes advisors just tell themselves that so they can not feel guilty about taking the summer off, because those are hot seasons too. We've been doing it all summer.
We've been doing it all summer. We did take we slowed down a little bit.
Definitely slowed down. Instead of 4, we're doing 2 or whatever, or even 1. But they've been going good. And I was looking. We every year typically do a December. We've always brought on clients in December, even though people say it's tough. So, anyways, but definitely spring, fall. Mm-hmm. You got to nail those. Yep. And so you and I just mapped out our whole fall, and we thought let's talk about it. Why did we pick our dates, and what dates did we pick? What's our schedule like? Yeah.
Because fall 2024 is going to be a little bit unique for a couple of reasons that I can think of off the top of my head. First of all, we have we have a presidential election this year. Yay! And as you guys all know, we do all of our marketing, most of our marketing via Facebook ads, and Facebook is notoriously difficult with election stuff. Mm-hmm. So you have to be really conscientious of the elections as you're doing marketing on the Facebook platform. And there's a lot of ad pressure during an election cycle because, maybe you don't know, but organic traffic gets priority on every social media platform. We've seen that happen multiple times in the last even couple of months. If some big meme goes viral, it can take over the social media platforms and push down paid traffic. So that's bound to happen kind of throughout the year with regular, viral clips or, news stories or what have you. But an election year is obviously more prone to it. And so, and on top of that, the organic traffic, there's a lot more paid traffic because politicians are trying to get votes, right? So it's a battle. And so that's going to be a factor as we're planning our fall marketing season. But then also election day is going to be a factor. And then the other factor that I hadn't really considered until we started looking at the calendar was how late Thanksgiving is this year.
It is, yeah. Odd.
Yeah. It's like Jensen, my son, was telling me, because he studies these kinds of things because he's a little bit, I don't know. He likes patterns, I guess.
That boy's got a future.
And he's like an engineer of mindset. Yep. And he's like, this can only happen this late. There's so many times every year. Like like it's always on the 4th Thursday and So the latest it can be is the 28th, and it's what it is this year. And I was like, okay, great.
Sweet.
He figured it out. I don't remember how often it happens, but it's like once every 10 years or something like that. It's this late. But
Paul would say once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime.
I don't remember what that was. The moon or something like that.
Something about the dates. It was like some random thing. I was like, well, no, it's gonna happen like next month, Paul.
Yeah.
That was funny. Once in a lifetime. Once in the rest of this lifetime.
Was it like 90% of stats are made up on the spot or whatever they say?
Yeah, something like that. Sounds right. 90, 91, something like that. You got to throw an odd number in there to make it feel more legitimate. So we've got our fall schedule all built out.
Yep.
And this is how it is today. And as you know, in your business, you got to be flexible. Sometimes something might come up where we have to say, oh, actually, we're going to change this one day or the other. But as it is right now, this is what we've got written out. And we're just going to roll through those dates, the cadence that we've got planned, and why we picked those dates. So what's our very next seminar?
All right. So let's see. What is today? Just so you guys know. Today's July 12th.
Yeah.
So you'll see this close to August 1st.
Yeah, maybe like last week of July.
Yeah. So we've already planned out our entire end of the year, at this point. You guys probably should too, and hopefully this will spur some ideas. So let's see, July. So the first one we've got is August 13th. Mm-hmm. We're doing a 6:30 p.m. seminar at a restaurant.
Yep. So August is relatively easy from a scheduling standpoint because there's no major holidays that we have to really be concerned about. But we don't want to get too far into August because of Labor Day. And that's what we're focusing on there, like appointment stick ratio. So if we wait until late August, then we're running up against Labor Day, and that's problematic. Another issue and a reason that some advisors don't do August is because of all the back to school stuff.
Yeah.
We found maybe we don't do as many in June, July, and August as we would do in September, October, January through May, but it's a great time to be marketing.
It's a great time to be alive.
It's a great time to be alive. And we've had some successful seminars in June and July this year. Yep. So not July yet. That's actually our very next one is next Wednesday. But
yeah, it's coming up this next week.
Marketing for it's been going great. We've done really, really well with registration numbers and whatnot for that one. So that's the reason we picked August 13th. We want to give ourselves a little bit of buffer between the seminar itself and the appointments that we will get from the seminar.
Yeah, and I crapped on it earlier, but we did the same thing this summer. Like you said, we slowed down a little bit. So we intentionally did 1 June, 1 July, 1 August, but we really focused in, I think, on those events. We made sure the venues, I think, were top notch. This last one, we had 16 confirmations, 16 people showed up. We've not had that before.
Right.
That was like a family style table. It was a packed room. That was a very successful event for us.
Yeah.
So we slowed down on the volume, but I would say we increased the intentionality through the summer. So now we've actually learned a couple things on doing that. Going into the fall, doubling up, we should be in pretty good shape. So So 1 in August. Then we moved to September, and the first one we've got there is September 10th.
Yep.
We're doing a 6:30 seminar at a whiskey place. Yep. So it's not really a dinner. It's almost like each person gets like 2 drinks. It's a nice kind of a speakeasy. It's actually the one we're doing this next week.
Okay.
It's like literally like leather couches is where people sit instead of classroom style or restaurant style. So I think it's going to be
it's going to be kind of a fun experience type setup. And that one, the marketing for it, the one we're doing now, is going really well.
Yeah, it's been good. What are we at right now?
I think 28 projected or something like that, which is maybe
22 projected right now.
Okay. All right.
We've got 27 buying units registered. I mean, that's going great.
Yeah, it's going good for us. So September 10th, no real reason that we picked that other than we wanted to try to get 2 in the month of September.
Right.
And again, avoiding Labor Day. Don't want to do it on the 3rd because that's the day after Labor Day. Nobody's going to show up for something like that.
Yep.
Your confirmation process is going to get all out of whack if you try to do it the Tuesday right after Labor Day. I mean, some people might try to do like a Wednesday or Thursday that week. The other reason I like going just a hair later than the 3rd or that week would be for marketing, because Labor Day is probably not going to have a negative impact on marketing, but it could, right? If weather's really nice and people are out on the boat or they're doing whatever they want to do, they're not as likely to be on social media. So I tend to think that holidays don't have a negative impact on registrations, but they could, right? It could be a variable that could throw things off. So that buys us an extra week of marketing by delaying that 1 week.
Yeah, exactly. And I see like 50% of people might be busy, but the other 50% are not. Right. And they're actually probably at home bored, and they're on their social. So it usually, it levels itself out.
Yeah. I mean, the real reason I think at the end of the day is we wanted to get 2 in September.
That's exactly right. So we have to do 1 early. And typically we'll do a lunch and a dinner same day, which we have outlined here just dinners, but we probably will throw lunches in here too.
Yeah.
So the next one that we've got is September 12th. Now, this one's a webinar. Yeah. So when we do our webinars, which has become a consistent part of our marketing, it's not our primary, but it's definitely complementary marketing for us. So we'll run those things. We'll run it East Coast wide, and that'll happen on the 12th at night. Yeah.
And the webinars for us have not been as quick to business, but what they have created for us is a lot of, kind of long-term follow-up. It's like, hey, because I've got, you probably do too. We've got like 3 or 4 that are from 2 or 3 months ago or 3 or 4 months ago. That's like, we'll probably get a couple of those to drop here this year. They're taking a little longer than we want them to. And there's a few folks that we need to talk to about how they're closing so quick. Cause they're getting some, we saw one gal ran a webinar 3 weeks ago and already wrote business from it. And it was not a small ticket. And I was just like, man,
I know. I talked to a guy yesterday who I said, we're doing webinars, but it's a 3 or 4 appointment close. And he goes, no, it's not. What do you mean? Tell me what you know.
Right.
What do you know? And he's like, I close them all in 2. Like, okay, well, let's
tell us your secrets.
Let's talk more. So I'll be talking with him just to see, because that's what I love about this business, and what we get to do is just like figuring stuff out. We don't have all the answers. So it's like, we're not afraid to dive in, you and I. We'll dive in and we'll just figure it out as we go. But webinars have been so consistent with the quality of lead, where we haven't found consistency quite yet. It's just, we will close in 20 days. We've got our seminars down. We know how many we're going to pick up and when and all that stuff. We don't really have that timeline on the webinars, but the quality's been fantastic.
It's unreal. I mean, it's no question in my mind, the accounts that we're seeing come out of those webinars from like a number standpoint, they blow the seminars out of the way.
They do.
I mean, it's just like, holy smokes, we're like one seminar one seminar, an average seminar for us, we probably get in front of 8 to 15 million, depending on the seminar, right? Some are less, some are more, but I would say that's the average. That's what we see in the room.
Yeah.
Now we don't get appointments with all of them. We don't.
Right.
But we can infer based on what we know about these people, and then getting appointments with probably half of those people. We have opportunities at $4 or $5 million every time. There's no question.
Yep.
Webinars, it's been pretty consistent that we've had 2 or 3 that have that by themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy smokes.
Some whales in there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think what episode. It was probably like episode 8 or something like that. We did a webinar.
It was in there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere. Go back and listen to it because we're running a lot of the Stonewood webinars right now. And that's just what's working great in the quality. But when they come through on that, they fill out this whole form and they're telling us how much qualified assets they have. And man, I get excited every time we run one of those. So anyways, throughout the fall, we're going to run some webinars. So the first one there, September 12th.
Yep. And in terms of cadence, that's the only thing that gets tricky when you start doing 3 or 4 a month. Like now we've got to try to balance a number of appointments and all that, because right after that, after the 12th, week and a half later, we're looking at another one on the 24th.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, we're doing, and this one is outlined as a lunch dinner, 12 p.m. lunch, 6 p.m. dinner, at Old Stone Creek, which is a
up in Noblesville.
Yep. Noblesville. We've been there a million times.
Yep. So that's actually brings a good point.
Yep.
The 10th is over in Westfield, and then this one's going to be in Noblesville. So those are not the same markets. There will be some overlap, but that's kind of another key to making sure that when you're building your schedule, you're not going back to the same place 7 times in a 3-month period. You have to kind of move around a little bit, because if you don't, you're going to saturate that market, and you might have a really great one in September, but then October and November are going to fall flat on their face because you've already done 3 in that market.
Yeah, it's got to be a special market. I can think of only a handful. I mean, right off the bat, I think of
Maddie.
Yeah, and also Miles. He's in a Colorado market, and he'll run in the same place over and over again, and it works every single time. But I think it's just a good senior community, and they're retiring there. So I mean, it is possible, but for sure, what you're saying, absolutely, get yourself 3-4 cities,
right,
and work yourself around those.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what was that? The 24th we just said?
Yeah, 24th.
All right, so we're through September now. Total of either about 5 events that month. It depends if we do a lunch on the first one, but. So now we're in October, and on the 1st we've got another webinar.
Yep. So yeah, right back into the cadence there, trying to get more appointments on the calendar. That'll be a Tuesday the 1st, doing a webinar. That'll probably be another Stonewood one, because I think the another kind of thing that folks can take from this is lean on the tax message right now.
Oh yeah.
Through the fall, especially leading up to the election, because people are going to be really sensitive, regardless of what side of the aisle they fall on. They're going to be really sensitive to what's happening from a legislative standpoint, and the tax message is going to pull well during this time, especially leading up to the elections. It's it doesn't have to be a political message, but inevitably people are keyed in on that right now because of
they're sensitive to it.
Yeah, the political message is happening. So
yeah, and we're doing ours pre-recorded. Just I don't know if we said that on this episode, but it's just pre-recorded, so we're not really doing anything, right? I mean, the work's already done. It's just like the team puts it in there, and it it does its thing. So
yeah, we push play and just wait for ding 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 ding, ding
which is always a lot of fun.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Like 7:30 at night, you're having ice cream with the kids.
And it's like, oh shoot, I forgot we had a webinar tonight.
That's right. Yeah,
which literally happened last time.
It did. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, then October 8th is the next one.
Yep.
6:30 seminar at the Wine Garage.
All right. Yeah, Wine Garage has been pretty good. We've picked up a handful of clients from there. Got a couple more still in the hopper that could still come through. The 8th. Okay, so the reason we picked the 8th is, again, we're trying to get 2 seminar events in October, and we didn't want to wait until the 15th because that would push our second one out to the week of Halloween.
Right.
So that's why we went with the 8th specifically early in the month, so that we have 2 weeks to do the seminar, deal with the first appointments, and then be ready for our next set on the 22nd.
Yeah, and you'll notice almost all of these are Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And that's just our style. It's what we like. We'll never get appointments Wednesday, but we'll get a couple Thursday, Friday, and then a lot Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday the following week.
Yep.
But that's how we like to do it. It just gives us time that week to follow up. And that's just, that's our cadence that we like. So Tuesdays.
Yep. Yeah. And it's, everybody does things different, right? But I like on our blue sheet that we don't give any appointment availability for the day after the seminar.
No.
I like that because nobody was taking it anyway. And
such a rush.
It gives us a little bit of breathing room to process the day after the seminar because there's a lot of work to do. Getting the appointments on the calendar, making sure everything's good, cleaning up from that, catching up with the RA team, making sure we've got all that stuff buttoned up. It's nice to have that little bit of reprieve right after, and then you can jump right back into it on Thursday and start dealing with appointments.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Plus, we now require them to fill out a questionnaire. And so if we had the next day appointments, they're probably not going to do that. It's just too much of a rush. So we like that. And then the wine garage is obviously just a dinner because we're serving wine. Right. So, I mean, we could do it at lunchtime, but then our dinner seminar would be kind of weird.
Yeah, that would be weird.
We might be a little tired at that point.
Yep. So that's the 8th and the 20. What's the 22nd? What we got on that one?
Yep. So the next one, October 22nd,
yeah.
We're doing a 2 p.m. candle experience seminar.
Okay. We're doing that one here in Fishers?
Nope. We'll do that one probably in Carmel. And then the next one, which we'll just give it away now, November 12th, will be here in Fishers.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So that's the candle making thing has been a lot of fun. We've definitely seen some good activity out of that venue. And it's unique, right? I mean, traditional dinner seminars are what they are. They perform well. They're kind of a known quantity. But the candle making thing has been really good for us. We make it a women's only thing. Although usually a spouse or two will show up.
They get dragged to it.
They get dragged to it.
And we always make fun of them. Right?
Yeah, but we have fun with it, and it seems really well received by everybody that shows up. So, and marketing for it typically goes pretty well. And it's honestly super low cost compared to a meal. It
really is. And like you said, I mean, it's more FaceTime with them. And this last time we did it, like the other thing I kind of liked about it, at dinner, sometimes people get to chatting and they'll stick around at that table forever talking, and you kind of have to start cleaning up and kind of cueing them to get out. And it's late. It's like 9. We want to go home.
Right.
But these are in the afternoon. And really once the candle is done, the team at the place says, hey, we're done.
Yeah.
And everybody, so it's a very clean, like, we're done now.
Yep.
And everybody left like immediately last time. So
it's
kind of nice to keep things moving and you don't have to feel like you're kicking people out.
Yeah. Yeah. So. And it's, I mean, we had talked about, I'm still tempted to try this.
Yeah.
Going and getting all the candles and saying, hey, if you want your candle, you got to come to part 2.
We still have
we still have a candle
over there.
It didn't, we kind of tried that the first time and it didn't not work, but it didn't.
Ethan, can you grab me that candle? Can I be a pain in the butt? It's right on that table right there. I just want to show this thing off because actually it's pretty.
It's behind the box.
Behind that box, yeah.
It's been there for. We did that last December.
Yeah. Look at this thing. Look, I mean.
Yeah.
This is a cool. Which camera do you want me to do? This one? This one? That one? It's just a cool. Pen and Beach is the place that we go to.
Yep.
And people get this, like, I'll cover the name up so we don't do that. People get this, thing where they put their smells, I guess.
Yeah, their scents
on there, and they pick them, and the team comes around at the candle place, and then they pour it, into this guy.
Yeah.
And then it's, it's just a beautiful candle. But
yeah,
what we get now is to give everybody who came a nice gift, which is this.
Yeah.
So that's probably really loud in the mic. Sorry. But what you're referring to is they're not done right away. Right. They have to harden, and it takes like 2 hours. And so it's either the people come back to the venue and pick them up on their own, or like you're saying, if we could work it out which we did on this one, we picked them up and brought them to the office. You have to come to the office for your appointment to get your candle.
Right.
Everybody but this one.
Yep.
Came and got it. What scent is this? You want it?
No, I've smelled it a few times thinking maybe I'll just take it home, but I don't really care for it. So.
Is that gardening?
Gardenia.
Okay.
I actually like gardenia, but
it's coconut.
The scent that she named it Heavenly.
Yeah. Is that a Wapu? I don't know.
It smells like soap. It smells very much like soap.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Take it home?
No.
Just gotta let it collect dust.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the candle shop. We're doing that one at the end of October. And then we've got another run at the same there's multiple locations of Pen and Beach. and they've just opened one right by our office, like
right down the street.
Not even, I don't know, less than a quarter mile away. So we're going to do it there in November as well. And that'll be our last one for the year.
The 12th.
Yep.
Which that one, I don't know how that will go. You know, that one will be a little bit, you know, we got to throw in a November.
Yeah. Got to try it.
Got to try it. So if we can get them to show up, we'll bring on clients, but
yeah, but we're not doing the 5th, obviously.
Nope.
Cause that's election day. And, I don't think we'd have very good attendance on that.
I don't either. I'll tell you, those appointments will be interesting because once whatever happens, everybody, that's all they're going to talk about at those appointments. So,
well, I mean, historically in the last couple of elections, though, we haven't had an answer a week later. So
true.
Or it's been up in the air as to what's actually going to happen. So, that'll be interesting to kind of see what the temperature is. I mean, here in Indiana, it's a relatively conservative area. So generally speaking, people are going to, we'll know where people land on stuff, but it'll be interesting. And do we have another webinar scheduled for November?
We don't, but I could see us doing it.
Yeah, I can too.
I could see us throwing one in there. Now, we're taking December off this year. Mm-hmm. And before coming in here, I was looking at our path. We have always done a December event, and we have always brought on clients at those events. Yeah. We've not missed one. So we're giving up a little bit of business there, but really because we've got some planning to do. And we're going to be busy into November, December this year. Yeah.
And we're on top of that, with all the planning we've got clients that we have to meet with to do some end of year stuff, like Roth conversions and things like that. But where, like I mentioned earlier, where Thanksgiving falls in the calendar really makes it tough because you don't want to market too close to Thanksgiving. Like the 12th is really as late as you can go because 2 weeks later is Thanksgiving.
Right.
And you don't want to market over Thanksgiving because of Black Friday. So the earliest we could do it in December would probably be like the 17th. And it's like, well, now we're like 2 weeks away from Christmas. Yep. So on top of the fact that we've got a lot of planning, a lot of like client stuff to do in December, it's just too much. It's just too much. So
just be smart, and then we'll hit it real hard again. January, February, March, all those. I think this year we did 4 events, January, February, March, all the way through May.
Yeah.
So we'll hit it right back in January, but take it easy in December this year for us.
Yeah, I can see us maybe squeaking in a webinar or something. It kind of depends on how the last candle shop goes in November. Like if we don't have amazing results at that, maybe we say, hey, let's spool up a quick webinar or something like that to just get a few appointments on the calendar to run it. But that's the big beauty of doing those automated webinars is like, oh, we want to run one. Okay, go. Like, we can turn them around that quick because it's already done.
I will say it's easy for us. The team's got some work to do, obviously.
Right.
Like some people think it's like, oh, flip the switch and go. Okay. It's not like that. They do have to build the campaign, but at least what the video is shot and those types of things. So it's easy as the advisor to be like, go.
Right.
And the team does such a good job taking care of it. So
that's it. I mean, that's the cadence. That's the schedule. If you guys want the schedule, if you want to just steal our schedule and implement it in the fall here, just comment on this. And I mean, obviously you could write it down as you're going, but if you want us to send you something like kind of with, the cadence that we're going to do and you want to do the same thing, get in touch with us.
Yep.
Keith, Carly on the team will get you all squared away. Yep. And the rest of the team will start going to work on building things out for you. But comment, steal our schedule on this video and or on the reel or somewhere, and
there you go.
We'll hook you up.
What do you got on feet today?
I don't remember what these are called. I always call them my smokes, and I don't know if that's what they're called, but they're just I've worn them once on the podcast before, probably a year ago.
We're at the point where I can't remember what we wore anymore.
He literally called me this morning. He's like, have I worn these ones yet? I don't know. But they're just kind of a classic clean. They go well with just about anything. Ones that I like them. I don't wear them as often as they creased pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
Right out of the box.
Those ones tend to do that anyways.
Yeah, so I don't wear them a ton, but I like them. They're clean.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. What about you?
I got the 4s.
Yep.
I don't know what these are called either.
Green.
Some sort of green. They have some like I don't know. Some.
Now that I'm seeing these, I think you literally wore these in the last episode.
Did I? I couldn't remember. I'm like, did I wear these or not?
I think you did because they have the leather, and you pointed out like the leather tag in the back.
This? Oh yeah. Okay.
I think you did.
Yeah, we'll have to rewind and see.
Rewind.
Either way, I love them.
Yeah.
They're one of my favorite comfortable shoes. They changed stuff for this round.
Do the blue ones have the leather in the back?
No. And they don't have, this is leather too on the wing on these. They're not on the blue.
I kind of think you did wear them on the last one.
Yeah, maybe I did. All right. And these have that like neoprene in there.
Yeah, I definitely remember it now because those are the same insides as those copper 3s that I like.
Yes, and that triggered it. I remember now. Yeah.
Last episode was the military industrial blues.
The blues, okay, that was the blues.
And you didn't have those before the blues.
No, I didn't.
Maybe we just talked about it some other way.
Yeah, potentially. Well, right after that was when the team was here. I know I wore them a couple times for that.
Yeah, well, all right.
So, I don't know. Either way, those are the J's, the 4s.
Yep. That's it. That's
that's a wrap.
That's a wrap on the shoes.
Next, that's it. Next episode we're gonna do a team.
We're gonna highlight what we've done recently for the team, and I think it'll kind of be a deviation from the seminar stuff. But
and they got a nice surprise for us too, a little box that we're gonna
we
open.
Literally don't know what it is.
Don't know what it is, so we'll do that episode 13 coming up.
Yep.
All right, thanks guys.